Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now today we've got the 5 worst WWE pay-per-view names of all time, and I have to stress it's the 5 worst WWE pay-per-view names, not wrestling pay-per-views, WWE. So obviously make sure to follow me on all my social media. Go subscribe to WrestlePad, my good friend Mike's new channel. His link will be in the description. Obviously all my Twitter, Discord will be in the description. But let's get into the first one, number 5, which is The Bash. In 2009, they replaced the Great American Bash with The Bash. It sounds horrific. I don't have a comparison to this because, quite frankly, it is that god-awful. You could probably guess one of the ones that will be on here. I mean, it's pretty much number 1 on all of them. I would like to stress this is in order. So, this is the best name out of all 5, and this is called The Bash. I mean, look at the logo. It looks horrific. It all looks horrific. The only good thing on this poster is Batista, who's an absolute legend. But why would you call a pay-per-view The Bash? You wouldn't. Like, who would do that? I certainly wouldn't. Just call it the Great American Bash or the Bash at the Beach. They literally have the rights to WCW. Why call it The Bash? Number 4, though. Bragging rights. This literally sounds like a kids' pay-per-view. And yes, WWE was PG when this came out, but why? It was literally just Survivor Series B-Tech. That's all it was. No one. I never cared about this pay-per-view when I've watched it back. It was god awful. The name. I mean, there's been many terrible names, but bragging rights. Like, why? Why? Just have it Survivor Series. Just don't have this pay-per-view. I mean, think of all the good names Think of all the good names of pay-per-views that have had to be replaced by ones like this. Names like Vengeance, Unforgiven, No Way Out, Bad Blood. The other ones as well. There's many. But why would you call a pay-per-view bragging rights? It does not sound like a crucial pay-per-view. Like, when you think of pay-per-view, you think WrestleMania, you think of SummerSlam. You do not think of bragging rights. Number 3, though, Taboo Tuesday. 1, barely ever took place on a Tuesday, at least I remember. 2, what the hell does taboo even mean? It is, again, it is so bad that Taboo Tuesday is pay-per-view name. Like, I get Cyber Sunday isn't the greatest, but this genuinely sounds like a worse version of Cyber Sunday. Taboo Tuesday. Why would you do this? Why can you not just call this Unforgiven, or Bad Blood, or In Your House? Why does it have to be Taboo Tuesday? And the next one we're going to get into, in a little bit, is going to be the one that you all knew was going to be on here once, but before we get into that, this is my least favourite out of all of these pay-per-view names. Taboo Tuesday. I can't stress enough. Why would you call a pay-per-view Taboo Tuesday? But now the one you all knew was going to be on here, WWE Great Balls of Fire. So, everyone gear up, because next year we're getting WWE Dancing on Ice. That's going to be the Saudi pay-per-view, I've heard. I haven't, that's a joke. But, again, this had Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe for the only time on a pay-per-view named Great Balls of Fire, because it was a song. And the problem with this pay-per-view was it was a good show, but this pay-per-view played the Great Balls of Fire song a good 12 times every hour. And this was like a 2.5 hour show, so they played the song about 30 times. And again, what is the point in calling a pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire? Like, they didn't even have an Inferno match. If they had an Inferno match, it would have made sense. But I think the most brutal match they had on the entire card was a kendo stick on a pole match where Bayley didn't want to hit someone with a kendo stick, which is weak. It is not what a kendo stick is for. It is for people who are meant to bash each other's heads in. But again, what was the point in calling a pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire? But believe it or not, there is a worse pay-per-view, WWE Fatal 4-Way. So, again, you have amazing pay-per-view names, but you decided to call a pay-per-view one of your match types. I mean, they've done this. Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, Extreme Rules. It derails the match stipulation. It doesn't feel as important. But why would you call a pay-per-view Fatal 4-Way? Like, the only thing that could have been worse than that is WWE Triple Threat. Again, and the poster as well. I know it's not the most important thing, but it looks awful. There's a reason this is 720 or however good quality it is, because no one cares. This pay-per-view was used once, like the top two were, used 1 year in 2009, and it was just never used again because they realised how awful it was. And some of the matches weren't even fatal 4-ways. Like, what is the point in calling a pay-per-view Fatal 4-Way? It does not sound cool. It does not sound good. It does not sound entertaining. It sounds horrific. It sounds awful. It sounds trashy. But that is it. What were your worst pay-per-view names? Make sure to pop them in the comments. I might do this for just wrestling pay-per-views. Thank you for watching, though. Obviously, follow all my social media. That'll be in the description. Follow WrestlePad. I'll be there.
And I got this soda.